So effectively, this is the new story. Well, it's not a new story because we already sort of knew about it, but I actually saw this on Novara Media just earlier, and I was going to go post it on Big Brother Watch, but they already put it on there. In fact, I think it's one of the Big Brother Watch people. That looks like the Big Brother Watch guy who's written it. Looks like him in the small picture there. I think he's called Jake. So, British military officials also spread misinformation to the US, treated citizen victims of their spying as foreigners, and considered embedding government censors within social media companies. Look at this general guy. There's something going on with all the commercial companies. There's some sort of kind of well, they've all been bought out anyway by that BlackRock company, so they're all under some kind of pact or organised, unofficial directive against the people, actually, and the military are refusing to recognise that. The thing is, we need to know who owns it, because if Charles has got anything to do with ownership and he's the king, then effectively, if it were hostile to the citizens or harming them, we're currently fucked, because, like I said, the Privy Council cannot see or understand or intellectualise any wrongdoing by the royal family. So the military basically can't do anything about it, and they have to follow orders. And even if the military haven't taken that Privy Council oath, they can't do anything about it anyway. So it's kind of a little bit like having an illness in your body, but you can't see what's ill. Although, apparently, that's the whole, the word BlackRock is black core, or, so, but then again, in their opinion, there's nothing wrong with them because they're not doing anything wrong. So, that's what, an illness doesn't think it's doing anything wrong. A virus doesn't think it's doing anything wrong. Government said members of its infamous Citizen Brigade do not and have never conducted any kind of action against British citizens. Rubbish. But it did. And thus it lied. Investigating. Quite surprised they actually replied to the information request. I've got a few information requests that they said they don't know what I'm asking for. I think they're actually messing with emails now. I think they're messing with emails to try and put people off. People who are vulnerable, or people who are tired, or people who haven't got the energy. They're kind of just making excuse. I think that they're controlling the health. I don't think that, even though George Galloway is in the government, I don't think that the MPs are running the country. I don't think that the MPs are in control or running the country. They meet in Parliament, they do things, they make decisions, but I don't think that they realise that even their emails can not arrive, or certain emails not arrive. There's lots of people contacting them who never get a response. My YouTube channel was fine all the way through, 10 years, all the way since I did my campaign, an investigation, but there were lots of weird things happening, like my mail would arrive opened, like the post box down the road got blown up, just letters arriving opened, really intimidating all the time, already opened from courts, nothing was done about it. The worst psychological torment and torture you could possibly think of, stuff being left outside the house, all kinds of stuff like that. They put my name and address all over the internet, making it look like it was a guy from Stockport, and then the police passed it on to Manchester Police, who wouldn't do anything about it. You name it, they've done it. But they didn't take my channel down until after the pandemic was over, and my channel had been going for 10 years. And I hadn't had any problems really on YouTube with it, other than that one guy who was being an idiot, because at that time I was only going out for the day, coming back, uploading, then going back out, coming back, uploading. I hadn't even customize my channel, or like, you know, I didn't read the comments. I didn't really organize my channel or anything like that. It was just basically go out, get evidence, get facts, upload it, you know, and I was doing a bit of research in between in the law and that, but I know a lot more about it now. And it wasn't until basically the other year when they used, I'll just basically say exactly what they did. They basically got, they used the suggestions to start putting up other channels that I might be interested in, and they got this girl who looked like someone on the video that I got, right? So they knew that I'd be interested in it, and then they provoked us into sending something, and then they took my channel down because I broke the rules, right? But I didn't have any strikes, so I didn't actually break the rules. I didn't break the rules, and I hadn't got any strikes, so it should have just been one strike. So they made it look like it was my fault. They set me up, right? So it looked like it was my fault. And then when I tried to contact YouTube just... what I think they're doing... This is what happened with Robert F... This is important to Robert F. Kennedy Jr., because Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has had lots and lots of contact from people in America saying that they tried to share or post his material to help, and it kept disappearing or vanishing or getting taken down. Now, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s team are saying that Facebook have said that they don't know anything about it, or they didn't take it down, or that they're making... So either Meta, Facebook, Zuckerberg's team are lying, or we've got a little imp, a little elf, a little glitch in the system, right, who's doing it. Now, if that is the case, my opinion is that if it isn't anonymous, it is people like this guy, people like this cunt here, right? This EJ, this Sir Nicholas Carter, this Joyrider, this Big Boys Toys Joyrider, you know, like a little kid gets an XR2 to joyriding. This buffoon gets like a F-15 fighter plane or a battleship to go joyriding in. Big Boys Toys, you know, I've got what have you got? Oh, I've got a Black Cat catapult. You know, what have you got? Oh, I've got a His Majesty's Navy ship with fully armed missiles and cannons. Oh, well, good for you. You know, go joyriding it, you know. But I don't, you know, someone was saying the other day that on a video that they're worried about all these immigrants coming over and that some of them are actually soldiers undercover, which I don't know whether that's true or not, but, you know, it's quite concerning. They were saying that the British army or military isn't that big at the moment, that there isn't that many people. They haven't got that many soldiers, like numbers-wise, right? Now, the thing is, I don't think that we need soldiers. I don't think that we need personnel and actual force, a physical... we don't need soldiers because the government, right? You know, the way they sell it in the James Bond films is that, you know, Watto, Ducko, you know, it's like, you know, where are the good guys? The British, you know, sportsmanship, you know, and we're just basically, you know, going around the world looking for bad guys, you know, who are, you know, criminal, breaking the law, going to take over the world or whatever, right? You know, like the whole idea behind the Bond film is that, you know, these bad organisations or groups, right? And, you know, we're going to set the playing field level and everyone's going to play by the rules in good sportsmanship, you know, and that's you know, and we're not out to take advantage of anyone. Yet, the actual fact is that, you know, in Quantum of Solace, they're going around taking photographs at that, you know, secret meeting, you know, with all the people on the microphones, you know, they're having a secret meeting at that, you know, event or whatever, and trying to take photographs of them. But it actually comes down to the fact, you know, who actually is buying up all of the companies, who does own the majority shares in Black Rock Vanguard. Because you don't, we're not in a situation where you really need a military force now. Because whoever owns the majority of these companies and businesses controls the planet. Because all communications are done through these companies now, right? And the mail, they've even taken, you know, Royal Mail's been sold off as well. You know, once you can get in the cement, get in the cracks in the wall, once you can, go between the, get in the loft insulation and get under the floorboards, right, and get, in the nooks and crannies, slithering around in Meta and in Elon Musk's business and in, Bill Gates, you can do things like what happened with Robert F. Kennedy Jr. when his content wasn't, getting posted. It was just vanishing, right? And that's what's happened to my channel, right? But they set it up. They set people up because you don't know that they're sneaking around, right, in between the machinery and the cogs, right? And they're making it look like it was someone else's fault. And then when you try and get it solved, they just block. So, maybe some of these big platforms don't even know that it's going on their own platform, right? And you can't get in contact with them because the communication they give you is terrible. So we're lost. It's kind of like some sort of isolation. Well, it's called lockdown. We're all being locked down, right? So this is how they're doing it. And this is how they're provoking other countries to go to war with each other and fire missiles at each other and then blow things up so they can rebuild it and make loads of money out of it. And then they're herding people around. They don't actually need an army. They're using other people's armies now. They're using other countries' armies. Just like me on YouTube, I was provoked to do something, but actually, I didn't actually break the actual rules. They just got me to do something and make it look like it was, make me feel like it was my own fault, right? But I actually didn't actually, I shouldn't have resulted in my channel being taken down. So they don't play by the rules anyway. And I wanted to make a video about that Big Brother Watch program when they've got that undercover police guy who's, giving evidence or whatever. He's saying that 95% of undercover police work is to do with drugs and narcotics. Well, if they were legal, they wouldn't have to do that anyway. A lot of them can be used properly to treat certain conditions and so forth. And, if the kind of dodgy sort of street or odd relationships that are formed between people when things are illegal doesn't lead to good society and culture. It leads to kind of a seedy, dark underworld anyway. So they're actually manufacturing, and they can play around with these things anyway and plant stuff in there which aren't particularly nice. So, it's almost kind of like creating this, even when they come up with terms like the dark web or whatever, So there's so much to say about it, but when it comes to, they say, this is the thing that really, really annoys me, right, the most. Out of the it's claiming 5% of the undercover police work, right? 5% of it is used towards political groups, right? But that's illegal. It's illegal, right? You can't, you shouldn't even really be, if you've got a political group, right, the whole point in it is to lay information to the government, right, or make complaint, legal action to the government, right? You need to inform them what you're doing, or there's no point doing it, right? It is pointless to do it if you're not informing them what you're fucking doing, right? So therefore, I don't see how they can class these as political groups, the ones that spy. Why would you need to spy on someone who is telling the government what the fuck they're doing, right? Unless they're not doing it lawfully or legitimately. But the thing is that most of these groups are, because they're shouting, screaming, holding signs and banners up, or writing letters or doing complaints. And the main thing is that it's on par with policing anyway. And most of these people truly believe that the government are doing something wrong or not doing something right. And there are plenty statute laws in effect and plenty laws which say the government can't do certain things. So if the government are doing certain things that they shouldn't be doing, like these muppets here, right, then they're the ones who are breaking the law and in the wrong. right? So you've got a civil war then, but it's lawful because, you are policing them when they broke the law. Like the police chiefs who have, for the last 30 years, held common pleas illegally, criminally held common pleas, and then put some duff legislation through that is legally invalid due because it conflicts with the Great Charters, right? So they're holding, and why? To punish citizens, to hurt citizens, to extract money from citizens, to extract monies from citizens illegally, get confessions out of them. It didn't matter whether they've done something wrong or not. And even so, the law says that, for example, for minor speeding offences anyway, says that it's not a criminal offence if you've got a schedule to keep. So, and according to the Magna Carta, you can't have your punishment is not to have your vehicle taken away from you. Anyway, so, other crimes are even worse, then we've got all the illegal road signage, misleading people through psychologies. Anyway, it's their style. They like to trick you or mislead you and then make out that you're stupid because they were cleverer than you, which is effectively laying traps, getting one up on you. It's basically one-upmanship, and we know now from what they've done with the food, harming people's hormone production, testosterone production is down, and the rest of it. It's just despicable, and then they even try and demolish your ancient sites, tunnel under Stonehenge, shit on your ancient sites, pull them to pieces, steal all your gold, rob all your treasures. They're just like brigands. They're just thieves, criminals, thieves with big boys' toys. It's just joyride. They're just joyriders, It's just joy. It's not sportsmanship. Everything they teach you in the movies, about, he's a pistol at 50 paces or whatever. It's tosh. They're cheats. That's the worst thing of it all. These people are cheaters. They're not sportsmen. They're actually cheats. They cheat the rules. They beat you by cheating and lying. And that's why people have had enough of it with this government, So, they're traitors. They're traitors to the people. They're traitors to the people of the country. There's nothing worse. They used to say, there's nothing worse than a bent copper, but, there's nothing worse than a traitorous military man. There's nothing worse than traitorous military people, like Johnson, sitting around, between wars, having entire countries demolished so someone can rebuild it. It should be illegal for any company or business to be able to make a profit out of rebuilding any war damage from any military actions. If any company rebuilds any buildings or contractors what have been damaged by weapons, it should all be done at cost price. So therefore, no country or business or corporate entity should be able to make a profit out of a war, right? So therefore, it's not profitable to have a war, right? Because it all has to be done for cost price. So that would be the first law that I would make. Any damage done by any military cannot be repaired for a profit. It has to be repaired at cost price, right? That will sort fucking Blackrock Vanguard out for fucking one thing. That should be one of the laws that Robert F. Kennedy should put in place to deter other countries, from war and companies profiting out of it. That all damage caused by military should be repaired at cost price, right? Not for profit, because otherwise, and it's just the deception. Now, if it is just like the anonymous or amateur people messing around in between these nooks and crannies, but this evidence suggests strongly that it's his own government. And you've got people like Lucy Fraser, having Russell Brand's money taken off him. When Lucy Fraser and Nick Clegg, Sir Nick, the right on Sir Nick Clegg, who cannot conceive, understand, intellectualise anything done wrong by our proud government, apparently, because he does not compute, so therefore, he's got he might as well have a little microchip fitted in his head, he's handicapped, effectively, programmed, So, why is Lucy Fraser and Sir Nick Clegg and the select committee in the government for culture, media, sport, why are they encouraging 77th Brigade to break the law of the Public Meetings Act, which is a criminal act? It's crime. If you stop people from transacting information in a meeting, particularly one that actually is also using the 1688 Bill of Rights, right to petition, on top of the Public Meeting Act, then you're a criminal. You're breaking the law. Particularly when people are doing investigations. There's another law in the Criminal Law Act 1967. If anyone is investigating or pursuing crime or criminals, anyone who gets in their way or obstructs them is breaking the law. There's another law, So we've got a problem because it seems to me like Big Brother Watch is pursuing criminals in the military, right? Seems like the military is pursuing taking over the country. Is this military trying to overthrow this government? Or is King Charles actually, trying to take over the world from outside of the government with a military-style operation from beyond the leaders in a corporate sector with trillions at his disposal? That is the question. Can someone write to Carter? Carter, are you trying to take over this country or the world through a covert corporate business enterprise which is beyond our leaders? Therefore, hidden, camouflaged, covert. And, if we've got reason to believe you're doing that, then you're fucked. Because that means that we've got a legitimate interest in your operations. Where the fuck did you get your computers from? Oh, we just selected some random shops at random, and then we go buy them. And then we got them given by some secret enterprise and then trained how to use them. Oh, was it Bill Gates' secret enterprise? Was it BlackRock and Vanguard's secret enterprise? Oh, maybe it doesn't really matter. We'll take your pick where you get your computers from. Or we'll get them from, a backstreet computer shop in, Accrington Stanley. Well, it doesn't matter, take your pick, because they've all got secret microchips in the fucking dashboard anyway. Sold it onto the motherboard by guess who? Guess who? Take your pick, it doesn't matter whether you pull one out of your back pocket or whatever, because they've all got the microchips in them. So, it's this kind of joke in a way. They think that we're completely and totally and absolutely completely retarded, while they dick around in between the nooks and crannies, provoking other countries. We don't need an army now. Where isn't under control of corporate enterprise, look at the Chinese and Japanese, have got them all on, sugary dingwats, right? And now they're all under total social control. So under point system, even China doesn't need an army now, So there are problems, and for that reason, that people have got a legitimate concern and interest in what is happening to them. So You know, I'd suggest to Carter, show me the money. You know, right, Carter, what the fuck is in Charles's will? Because we have reason to believe it might be Blackbird Vanguard shares, right? Oh, we can't show you it. Oh, well, that's not my problem. That's your problem. I have reason to believe that, even if I can or can't see it, I have reason to believe that there are Blackbird Vanguard shares in it. Possibly all of them, right? So if you can't show me it, then you've got a problem. It's not my problem. That's your problem. Because I think that it is a military-style offensive. I think that the corporate entity is effectively an army that doesn't have tanks, bombs, or soldiers because it doesn't fucking need them, because it's using tech and media, and the soldiers now wear shirts and ties and suits. And they don't look like soldiers because they look like fucking executives, but it's still a force. It's a covert military force, because now all the soldiers aren't wearing, you know, these, this, whatever Carter's wearing. They're just wearing suits. Suits you, sir, right? And they're trying to take over by using a force, a digital force, a imagery force, a video force, which is contravening law, right? It's actually using policies like, oh, we can remove any content for any reason or no reason. No, you can't. What happens if I'm a black guy, right? What happens if you remove it because I am a Pakistani, right? That's illegal. You can't have that policy. It's illegal, right? What military forces do is they move on countries or groups and they break laws, because, you know, it's actually what military do is illegal. Now, the problem is that we've got laws in this country, and even Lucy Fraser is breaking the law. Nick Clegg is breaking the law. Boris Johnson broke the law. He had to step down. You know, we've got people... Sunak is breaking the law. You know, police chiefs are breaking the law. We've just got people breaking the law. So, you know, they can write what reports they fucking want, but we're writing reports on them. That's the thing. They're writing their reports. We're writing our reports. It's for Parliament. Big Brother watches a political campaign. It's a report for Parliament. You know, 77 Brigade can write what the fucking reports it wants. But I'm writing a report now. Lucy Fraser and Sir Nick Clegg are breaking the law of the Public Meetings Act with the Bill of Rights on top of it. As far as I'm concerned, this guy needs to fucking lock them up. And if he doesn't, then he might as well just fucking get a gun and shoot pictures of fucking Jeremy Corbyn all day. You know? Carter, get a picture of Corbyn and just fire your fucking rifle at the cunt all day. You know? Because apparently that's how you get trained to shoot MPs, you know? He'd fucking know about it if it were a picture of George Galloway that were fucking shooting his rifle at. He'd fucking know about it then.